With what has been publicized as a love child between Tron, Hotline Miami, Bulletstorm, and Doom, Desync promises players an intense, fast-paced, single-player shooter that pushes the boundaries of one's creativity and willingness to live dangerously. With a sleek, low polygonal, and neon aesthetic, just how well are these promises delivered? Here's our review of Desync. Right off the bat, one thing everyone should be aware of is that Desync will take you, chew you up, and spit you right back out, only to repeat the process again and again. What I mean is you're going to die. A lot. There's no direction, no tutorial given to players when they start up Desync. It is very much a figure out how everything works on your own type of game, and I love it. The game starts players off in a central hub. Here players are given the option to upgrade weapons, install different power-ups called cores, or even equip various sidearms before they take on a level. Now not all of this is accessible right away, and they only get unlocked as levels get cleared. Every level is broken into different sections where players take on waves of enemies, each wave getting progressively tougher. Enemies have a set spawn location, meaning nothing is randomized. This allows players to study where the enemies are spawning in, and where the different traps are laid out to help them get past parts where they will struggle. And I tell you, people are going to struggle. I personally love the layouts of the levels and found being close quarters to the enemies to be thrilling and fast paced. It forces players to be aggressive, taking the fight to the enemy. This aggression is rewarded with boosted movement speed, extra health back, and ammo to refill your guns. Playing aggressive also nets a higher score upon completion of a level, putting you higher up on the leaderboard. While Desync is a single player game, there are leaderboards for each level for those who like to try and compete with their friends and random strangers on the internet. The way to obtain these high scores is what really is the meat and bones of Desync, and that is by comboing different abilities of the guns when taking on the enemies. Each gun has a primary and an alternate fire that can be comboed together, or possibly even combo with a primary or alternate fire from another gun. My favorite setup, at least in the early levels, is the alternate fire from the pistol, which staggers the target, then blasting him away with the primary fire of the shotgun. Now some people may find issues with the movement of Desync. I found myself not having any issues at all with it. Once I figured out its little nuances, that is. I see common complaints on the message board saying that there's no bunny hopping and the movement speed is too slow. The fact of the matter is that the game just isn't designed to have bunny hopping, and the movement speed is exactly where they want you to be at. They want the enemies to catch up to you. As stated before, if you want more movement speed, you have to play aggressive. By executing attack sequences, players can fill up their attack rush bar, granting them increased movement speed and a lower cooldown on their dash. While playing through levels, players collect fragments. These are used for currency to upgrade the various weapons players pick up as they progress through Desync. By spending fragments, players can craft a sort of shard to slot into a weapon that either upgrades speed, degrade, the amount of ammo used per shot, damage, or fire rate. Each of these come at a random trade-off though. For example, players may make a shard that increases damage done at the cost of using more ammo per shot. These negative effects are random from what I've been able to tell, and there's no way to manipulate which one you get. There are 3 upgrade slots on each weapon, so it forces the players to choose whether they want to stack a certain stat or try to spread them out evenly. Desync offers a nice selection of options to help the game perform on various levels of hardware. Sadly, there is a distinct lack of options to turn off the scan lines and random glitching that happens throughout the game. While they can be cool effects to have every so often, the game almost seems to shove them down your throat at times. Thankfully, the developers have already said they're going to add an option to turn these effects off. The game ran great though, netting 120 plus FPS on my SLI 970s, 4770K, and 16GB of RAM. I haven't noticed any sort of frame drops or micro stutters while playing the game on its max settings. Desync is a game that will test your patience. You're going to die. A lot. However, it is so easy to just hop right back in after dying with the just one more try saying, taking effect constantly. With the inclusion of the kick-ass synthwave soundtrack by artists Daniel Deluxe and Volcor X, their music gave me enough reason to power through the frustration of constantly dying. As much as it may seem at times, Desync is not unfair. The tools you need to succeed are there. It may not be prevalent and you may have to figure it out on your own, but trust me, they are there and you can do it. I give Desync a 3.5 out of 5. It has a kick-ass soundtrack and rewards players who are aggressive and creative. The sheer toughness of the game may be enticing to some, but unfortunately a turn away for others. You can pick up Desync on Steam today, and a link will be in the description down below. For more reviews on video games and hardware alike, as well as first looks, editorials, and build guides, be sure to head on over to KBMOD.com.